when you stretch your fondant like this, if you notice something like breakage in this pattern, it's not as smooth like this, it means your fondant is breaking and it's bad. You will notice it early. Just stop whatever you're doing, then mix another one, then add that one to it, instead of wasting the running icing sugar into a fondant that will not end up well. Hello, my name is Ambayo Soma. I'm a staff of Cupcakes. So today I'm going to be teaching us how to make a fondant and we'll walk through the procedures. So what we practically need for this is a CMC, icing sugar, gelatin, glucose with some water. Practically you can get any of these depending on the brand that is available in your side. So first, our base recipe we're working with is 1 kg icing sugar. It's equivalent to 2 teaspoons of CMC. But right now what I have here is 3 kg of icing sugar. So that if I multiply it by 3, that is 2 teaspoons multiplied by 3. I'll be getting 6 teaspoons of CMC. So your CMC right now, you're just going to add it directly into the icing sugar. We're not going to mix it with any other thing. And when you're measuring your CMC, make sure you level it. Because a little too much CMC can make your fondant very strong. It's there as a substance to harden the fondant and bring it together. Okay. So now I have 6 teaspoons of CMC. So this, I'm just going to mix it with icing sugar and prepare the glucose and gelatin. So in this phase, we're going to be doing the mixture that we'll use to mix our fondant. So first of all, we are going to do mixture is going to be composed of gelatin, water and glucose. But first things, we mix it in an order so that the gelatin will be dissolved completely. We start with the water first. And our measurements, we'll measure 1 cup of water, 1/4 cup of water. That's 1/4. Since it's 3 kg, 1/4 per kg, that will be 1/4 times 3. Now, my gelatin, I'm going to be needing only 6 teaspoons because according to this, same as the CMC, that is 2 teaspoons per kg. So we're going to use only 6 teaspoons of gelatin for this mixture, for this quantity of water. Make sure you mix it as soon as you put it in, so it doesn't stick to one place and part of the top. Now this gelatin mixture, we're going to take it over to the fire before adding the glucose. The glucose is going to be 1/3 because it's going to be larger than the amount of water to prevent the fondant from drying out. For the gelatin, before you take it over to the fire, you're supposed to allow it to rest for 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes now, we'll take it to the fire, then we'll dissolve it completely before adding our glucose, and dissolving it again before coming back here for the final stage. So, as you can see, I've already done my mixture. You should end up something like this. You should be clear, guys. You should not be able to see any seed of gelatin, because that could actually destroy the beauty of the fondant. It will not be totally white if there is such things in it. You are allowed to cool down a bit in case you use the very hot fire. Do not use a very hot mixture of mixture into your fondant, mix it into your fondant, or else it can destroy your whole fondant, and they will not bring it together because of the heat in it. So as you can see, this one is warm, it's not hot. So the first thing to do before you start mixing, you make a hole in your icing sugar. I recommend this method because it's easier than the other method of just pouring everything and gathering it in your hands as if you are doing buns. Then you pour your mixture into the middle. Don't recommend don't pour oil because you might not use oil sometimes. So you use a spoon and stir it. You first of all create a consistency in the middle, something you can control. Then gradually you can mix it into it. But if you are good with the other method of just pouring it all over the icing sugar, then gathering it with your hands, you can do that also too. But I recommend this. At least if you do it this way, you know if your fondant is actually going to stick together or end up with problems. Okay, I'll continue my hands. You can also use a mixer to do this process, if your mixer is strong enough, that by the way. You just pour everything, the mixture plus the icing sugar and the CMC, and the mixer will take care of the rest. At least you should take 5 minutes, mix for 10 minutes, take 5 minutes break, so the heat of the mixer will not ruin the fondant, and it can come out actually. So once you have done this consistent in the middle, and you have noticed it becoming hard, you can now bring it out of here and continue on your table or work surface. I recommend you put a little icy sugar on the surface before bringing it out, so it will not stick to your table. When kneading, you press, you push it, then you fold. And repeat that process all over again. Your second hand should, or your left hand should help you fold, your right hand should be kneading it. Then you stretch. Occasionally, put icing sugar back on the surface so it doesn't stick. So now the goal of this exercise is to ensure that all the icing sugar here becomes part of this here. And we're just going to repeat what we're doing here till that is complete. If your icing fondant becomes hard on the way and during that process, you can add a little water, about highest 1 teaspoon, but don't add more than that. I don't even recommend adding water. I just recommend when it's becoming hard, wash your hands. Just go, even if you have a tap running, just sprinkle water on your hands, dust your hands, but don't dry it. Then come back, like just moisten your hands, then come and continue mixing. That is even better than adding water directly, because it can affect the whiteness of the fondant. You can see, stretch, but it's not white. Once I complete what I'm doing, that is when you see how white it really is. This recipe is good for covering white wedding cakes. That's anything that you really need white fondant for. Plus, it doesn't break easily, and it's good for dry and harsh weathers. I don't usually recommend it for rainy weathers or areas with high humidity, as it can easily sweat. I recommend the other fondant for that. That is the rainy season bottom. That will be uploaded very soon. So you can see we are done. If you notice, it's whiter than before. Compared to that last time, if you compare it to the other when I showed you last time, it's whiter than before because I've added all the ice sugar and minimized the amount of water we used to complete the mixture. Yes. You know, you even put this, it's also stretching. So you can also just do covering. If you are covering the case, you can just cover it once instead of paneling. Now what I'm just doing is just preparing it for packaging. The fondant. When you stretch your fondant like this, if you notice something like breakage in this pattern, it's not as smooth like this. It means your fondant is breaking and it's bad. You will notice it early. Just stop whatever you are doing, then mix another one, then add that one to it, instead of wasting the running icing sugar into a fondant that will not end up well.